Welcome to today's stock market news update. Let's dive into the latest economic news from around the world, starting with developments in the United States. In the United States, Google searches for help with mortgage have gone higher than the levels seen during the 2008 housing crisis. At the same time, the number of Americans searching Google for help with debt is now 2.5 times higher than it was in 2008. This kind of search activity might point to growing financial pressures for households, which could influence consumer behavior and broader market trends. Staying with the US housing sector, Reventure Consulting shared that the United States housing market has hit a new high point. Their long-term review of inflation adjusted. Case-Shiller data shows home prices in 2025 have reached a record of 299.9 on the Home Price Index. This is more than double the historical average of 145, and well above the 266.4 peak from the 2006 bubble. Such elevated home prices could play a role in how investors view real estate and related sectors in the coming months. Next up in US economic data, CNN Business reported that spending at United States retailers increased by 0.6% in August, according to the Commerce Department on Tuesday. This matched the updated 0.6% rise from July and beat what economists expected, which was a 0.2% gain based on a poll by data firm FactSet. Strong retail numbers like these could signal healthy consumer spending, potentially affecting how markets react to future economic reports. Still on the US front, import prices in the United States went up by 0.3% from July to August, against an estimate of a 0.2% drop. Export prices for August also rose by 0.3%, marking a 3.4% increase from the same time last year. These shifts in trade prices might impact inflation expectations and could sway currency markets or trade-related stocks. Shifting our focus overseas to investments in artificial intelligence, tech. In Asia reported that Microsoft plans to put $30 billion into the United Kingdom to grow AI setup and create the country's largest supercomputer. They will spread this out from 2025 to 2028, with $15 billion going toward building cloud and AI systems. The supercomputer will include over 23,000 advanced graphics processing units and will come from a team-up with British startup Nscale. Investments of this size could boost tech growth in the region and attract more attention from global markets. On a similar note in the UK, CNBC reported that Google will invest £5 billion in United Kingdom AI right before United States President Donald Trump's state visit to the country. Google opened its new top-level data centre near London. British Finance Minister Rachel Reeves called Google's move a strong sign of trust in the UK economy. This kind of tech spending might encourage more cross-border deals and could influence investor sentiment in the AI space. Moving to company news from China, CNBC reported that China's Baidu jumped over 16% to reach two-year highs after Baidu made an AI deal with China Merchants Group, a big state-owned company. Baidu also announced a 4.4 billion yuan offshore bond offering worth about $600 million to strengthen its position in China's busy AI field. Stock moves like this could reflect growing competition in tech and might affect how investors look at Asian markets. Now let's turn to trade figures from Asia, beginning with Japan. CNBC reported that Japan's exports dropped less than predicted in August, thanks to better shipments to other parts of Asia. Exports fell 0.1% from a year ago, better than the 2.6% drop in July, and milder than the 1.9% decline economists expected in a Reuters poll. Imports shrank by 5.2%, slower than July's 7.4% fall. However, exports to the United States decreased by 13.8% year-over-year, worse than the 10.1% drop from the month before. These export patterns could shape views on global demand and might impact currency or manufacturing sectors. Wrapping up with more from the region, CNBC reported that Singapore's government data from Wednesday showed non-oil domestic exports fell 11.3% from the same month last year, against what analysts predicted, which was a 1.0% rise in a Reuters poll. This followed a revised 4.7% drop in July, with both electronics and non-electronics exports down. A decline this big could highlight challenges in trade and might lead to shifts in how markets assess Southeast Asian economies. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to subscribe.